Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:09, Tuesday, October 25th, 43 degrees. Got up to 55 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pop app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined in studio by Monica Vermeulen, who's the founder and CEO of the Ashley Lauren Foundation, and Rudy Lustek, who just wears a nice Shrek shirt. I mean, that's... Congratulations on that, Rudy. That's it's a nice shirt.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're going to be here for comic relief, in case you're wondering.
I'll take it.
Cool. So, Monica, why don't you tell us a little about the Ashley Lauren Foundation for those who may not know?
Absolutely, Jeremy. So, in 1991, my daughter Ashley Lauren was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, which is kidney cancer. She lost her kidney, her adrenal gland, it had spread, and we lived through the horrific journey of childhood cancer. Things went, thank God, well for Ashley, and all these years later, in 2005, I founded the Ashley Lauren Foundation in her honor because the passion grew so deep within inside of me while I was going through this, and I realized the need for support was vital. So in 2005, we started the Ashley Lauren Foundation. From the get-go, I decided we weren't going to fund research, but we would work directly with the families, knowing the situation. And we help children throughout the entire state of New Jersey. Our hallmark is financial assistance, but we go much more than that. Material needs, emotional support. We provide everything and anything that we possibly can for these kids. We have a lot of programs for them, big parties, outings, birthday celebrations, hospital parties, Making Dreams Come True program. Anything that's needed, we're there. I've lived through it. I know what it's like. We hold their hands throughout the entire process until they're on the other side of the journey. Right,
which is great. I mean, that's, so how did you come to the decision that you didn't want to do anything, have anything to do with the research end? Was that just, did you think you couldn't make the impact that you could make here? Is that what it comes down to?
It all has to do with impact. Realizing, well, how many dollars actually go into the research situation?
Right.
And I just knew, you're in this situation, you don't get to pay your bills. You're in the hospital with your child, especially if you're a one-parent household. It's devastating.
Right.
You're just impacted financially horribly.
So I don't have to ask you how you got involved. So, well, I will ask. Prior to 1991, when your world changed forever, what was your career path at that point? I mean, were you probably never thought that you were going to be in nonprofit management, right?
That is, well, yes, you're correct with that. My background is theater and dance.
Oh, okay.
I had 2 dance studios, and I've been in theater all my life.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing, and then my whole world fell apart.
Right.
And then after, actually, before I started the foundation, I went back to school and got a degree in nonprofit management with a focus on childhood cancer.
Right. So specifically, this was a pretty intricate plan. Like, this isn't like you just sat in your kitchen one day and said, you know what, let's put together a nonprofit and let's help families. This was like, you started this foundation 14 years later, right? After going to Stockton State to get a degree in nonprofits. So this was not, this was like you did the research, you got the degree, you did all the background work, and then you started something which was sustainable. So that was a pretty big decision on your part, huh?
It was, and actually going back to school as a non-traditional student was a scary process.
Right.
How will I remember? But I was focused, I was determined, and I wasn't going to graduate without a 4.0.
Right.
That was my
So did
goal.
you graduate with a 4.0?
I did.
Oh, look at you. Well, and listen, and we say non-traditional student now. It's like when we say minorities here in this country. It's,
the old people that go back to school.
But there's more and more non-traditional students
yes,
now.
You are
just
correct.
like we're becoming a majority country. Mm-hmm. So it's really everything's kind of turned upside down. You can just look at our elections and see that. Okay, so I guess I'm starting to kind of see the correlation, and maybe we can understand why Rudy's here then, because
yes.
there's also you also have a performing arts group, right?
We do. Being that I'm from a theater background from the time I was probably born.
Right.
And actually, let me just say this: Ashley, her background when she became, when she was on the other side of the disease, she wanted to go back into dance. So she came up through dance and went to Stockton as a dance performance major. And so she says, well, what can she do to help? So she wanted to use the arts, and she and her friend came up with a concept of starting a group. And at the time, it was named Kids for Kids because they were young and started it. And it has changed into the Ashley Lauren Foundation Theater Ensemble. But they started it, small dance concert, and it just grew from there and grew. We have well over 100 members of children, and they know why they're doing it. I've done theater all my life, but for the purpose of theater and the arts.
Right.
I do it now to raise money for these kids.
Right. And how much do you have an idea of how, I'm sure you do, of how much money you've raised through that program in particular?
For the shows?
Yeah.
I would say, well, we probably, we net well over 10,000 per.
That's great.
Yeah.
10,000 per season
show.
Or per show.
Per
and you
show.
do how many shows
Well,
per?
right now we do a major musical in the summer. We're looking to do 2 performances. It's a lot of work, as everybody knows, but we do little things in between to fundraise with the theater group.
Very cool. And Rudy, so we're just coming off of Shrek. Mm-hmm. Right, and Rudy, what role did you play?
I played Shrek.
Wow,
obviously, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways I could go with this.
That's right.
You know, the first thing I was going to say, well, at least they saved money on makeup. You know,
Right,
there are all kinds of ways. So, well, that's cool. So you were Shrek, and how do you find out about performing for the Ashley Lauren Foundation? I mean, that's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Many moons ago, I worked with Monica when she was part of the Brick Community Players.
Okay.
My freshman year, a buddy of mine pulled me in, and we did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And then from that point forward, it was, let's go check out the Kids for Kids dance show. And then, it turned into an actual performance, a musical show. Let's do that. And the rest is history. I would say it's been many years.
Cool. And where do you guys perform typically?
At the Strand Theater in Lakewood.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. When we come back, Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, I want to talk a little more about the show, but I also want to talk about some of the other programs that you kind of touched on briefly, and kind of so we can get a better understanding of kind of the breadth of what the Ashley Lauren Foundation actually does throughout the state. Cool?
That sounds like a plan.
Cool. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, back after this.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin here with Monica Vermeulen. She is the founder and CEO of the Ashley Lauren Foundation, and Rudy Lustek. He is the founder and CEO of the really smelly Shrek costume. So, So Rudy, tell me about the audition process here, because it's different when it's kind of a 1 or 2 show kind of season for a performing arts group. So is there a long audition process? How much do you guys rehearse? What does that look like?
Oh, well, we auditioned back in January, I think it was. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
I actually ran into an old friend of mine who was also auditioning for the part.
Okay.
You
guys aren't friends anymore, huh?
We don't talk as much, but
got it.
No, but it's a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of other people perform, and if you've ever done a theater audition, you walk in, they tell you to sing the song that you prepared, and then they say, okay, here's a dance we're going to teach you.
Right.
I wasn't quite as good at the dance part, but the song I did really good at.
Right.
And then afterwards, we performed the show in July, so we had about 6 months of time in between the audition and then the actual show.
And what kind of time commitment's involved in that kind of rehearsal?
Well, the rehearsals we had 2 to 3 times a week, depending on roles. When you got a big show, you've got ensemble parts which have to rehearse fairly frequently, but then you've also got some of the main characters who will rehearse separately with themselves, make it a smaller. Okay, if Shrek and Donkey have X scenes together, let's work with them. But time commitments all around. There was a lot more to it than that. There was events we go to for fundraising. There was building sets and other fun things like that.
Yeah, because you're helping to build sets, right? It's not. That's not like a.
Yeah.
That's not like a. You're not like a prima donna actor who gets to like just say, no, where's my set? Where's my makeup person? No, this is community theater, right?
Yep.
Everybody on deck.
Yeah, before Tech Week, we were there till what, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, something like that the night before. I mean, still the very last second, still building, still painting, still making sure everything got done. Cool.
All right. So, Monica, why don't you tell us, aside from the performing arts piece, and you mentioned some of the other programs. Give me like one or two of the highlights of the programs that you run. I know that you have like kind of a Make-A-Wish component, but talk about some of the other things that you're doing specific, like in more detail for me.
Well, as I said, Hallmark is financial assistance. Whatever bills need to be paid, we pay them. Just keep the lights on, keep them in their homes. We've kept some people out of foreclosure of their homes because of the journey. And we have a birthday brigade program where we do it up big. We go to their house personally with all kinds of balloons, personalized cakes, gifts galore to really celebrate them, whether they're in the hospital or at home. We do hospital parties. Our Making Dreams Come True is a mini wish program. And whether they would like to meet a celebrity, whether they would like an item, whether they would like to do something, whatever it might be. One of our little girls, she was just a few years old, and she was housebound, but always wanted to be outside in a swing to enjoy the outdoors. And this family had just moved to a place where they didn't allow swing sets in the development.
Right.
And
really?
Yes.
Did they let the kids eat ice cream, or that wasn't allowed either?
Yeah, I'll tell you. It was backed up to a golf course.
Oh.
So
okay.
Therefore, and I said unacceptable,
right?
Because the child was not doing well. So I got on the phone, which is something I do very often. I say, I explain the whole situation. I said, that child is going to get a swing set so she can enjoy her days outside. Well, this and that. And I just pursue. And within 24 hours, I got approval, which no one has gotten before, got that swing set, got people over there, put that up, and she spent her last few days enjoying her swing set outside. Wow. And it's just, that's just one of the small things. And we've had many folks help us through the years, Bobby Flay, Queen Latifah, I get on the phone with everybody that possibly would have a minute connection with these folks. And
right.
Bobby said, well, I had so many people calling me and saying, you have to do this for this child that he did.
Well, so not to make light of it, but it's kind of a hard one to say no to. Like, can you help us out? We're an organization that helps childhood cancer. Do you think you could help? I mean, how do you say no to that?
Well,
right?
Exactly, and the needs are so great,
right.
and as I said, the finances and we just give till it hurts,
right.
and then some more.
Cool. When we come back, we're going to give you your magic wand. I might have an inkling as to what you'll be doing with it. I'd also like to kind of talk for a second about like the Summerfest and the Harvest Party and some of the things that the big events that you do. And then we also have to talk about the fact that it really, I have to be honest with you, seeing Alf all over your pages just reminds me of that really bad like 80s and 90s like show that I don't know how NBC made a living off that thing. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, Monica Vermeulen, Rudy Lustek from the Ashley Lauren Foundation. Back after the news.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:35 Tuesday, October 25th, 43 degrees, getting up to 55 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio, streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160. Join the conversation. We are joined in studio by Monica Vermeulen, founder And CEO of the Ashley Lauren Foundation, and Rudy Lustak, who, he's Shrek because, well, it's radio, so I can't really explain it appropriately. So, we were talking about some of the other programs. I know you have some pretty kind of annual deals like the Summerfest. Tell me about that. What is Summerfest all about?
Yes. Well, we do 4 major parties a year for the families. These are not fundraisers. This is just for them. Summerfest is a huge blowout party that we pack everything we possibly can into. We've had it on private property in Colts Neck for many years. We've just shifted to a different venue. And the kids come down, there's swimming, there's every activity you can possibly imagine. From there, we go to our harvest party, which is on a gorgeous farm in Colts Neck, and it's all harvest related. Hay rides and pumpkin picking and every craft and game and food and everything imaginable with a whole harvest twist. And we have our Christmas party in December, and then we have, and that's held in Spring Lake. And then we have our boardwalk spring party at Jenkinson's in Point Pleasant Beach. And we usually average about 200 people in attendance of the kids, and we send buses up to the hospitals for those who don't have transportation.
Wow. What kind of staff are you dealing? I mean, what do you? It's just you, isn't it?
2.
It's 2. It's you, and
me, and Nancy.
Oh, that's good. Well, listen, that's the world of nonprofits, right?
It is.
A lot of volunteers helping out, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have lovely people that are just passionate in the same way we are.
Yeah. It's not an industry that you're going to get rich in, or if you're looking to lead a big staff. No, move along.
Not,
move along.
Exactly.
Did they teach you that at Stockton? Did they say, listen, we're going to teach you everything in this course because that's what you're going to be doing?
Exactly.
Right?
And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, and there's nothing, we get so personally involved. We're driving people to chemo when they have no transportation. We're with them. We're holding hands through this. I mean, it's just such a personal relationship. These are like our own children. And sadly, when we lose them, it's devastating.
Right. Absolutely. Well, let's turn that around and let's move to a happier note. So it's that time where we give you each. Ooh. I did talk to the station manager, and we do have it in the budget for 2 magic wands for you guys. So we are going to do, we give you your magic wand, your pixie dust, your fairy dust, your ability just to wiggle your nose and make something happen, a la, Tabitha from Bewitched. So if I were to ask you what you would do with that magic wand, Rudy, that was disturbing. Don't do the nose wiggle thing again, please. I'm just asking. Okay. Rudy, we're going to start with you because you're probably not as prepared. So what would you do with that magic wand?
Well, I know Monica's going to cover some really important stuff, so I'm going to stick more on the theater aspect of things. I would say with a magic wand, I would love to create a nice, giant local venue for groups to perform in. It's kind of tough sometimes to find venues. I mean, there are a lot out there, but it's a very expensive thing. So a nice
community
one
theater.
focused specifically for community theaters, small groups. People who want to do a fundraiser and don't necessarily have a place and don't want to spend a couple $1,000 to pay for custodians or whoever else happens to be on staff for these large places.
Well, congratulations to you and your group who made it to the Engage Toms River Giving Tuesday Theater Group Challenge Top 5, right, where you'll be performing on November 29th at Ocean County College with a chance to win, up to $10,000. So that would be pretty.
So
that would be a good start towards your new venue.
That'd be nice,
right?
Awesome.
So we'll see about that. All right, Monica, your turn.
Well, I'll tell you, if I could just wave a magic wand, I would put us out of business. I would say that every child who we've ever come across will no longer have cancer. No child will have cancer.
Right.
But however, while we still have to help these children, our goal is to be able to take care of a family entirely for a year. All they have to do is focus on their child and not think about any of their bills, not thinking of any issues like that. We're with our child. We don't have to go to work for a year. Ashley Lauren Foundation is taking care of these families.
Right. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it really is the cruelest of all things, childhood cancer and really any childhood disease. I mean, I can't imagine having 3 kids of my own, in all seriousness, having a really, really sick child is just amazingly painful. And it's just, you wonder, I don't want to get all religious or anything, but you wonder like what the plan was on that whole thing. Like what was the ultimate goal there? Because it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense in the grand scheme of things, does it?
It doesn't make sense, but you know what? It's here. It's in front of us, and I always say while these children are here and we still have these kids, I will personally do everything and anything I can possibly do to make a difference in their lives.
Cool. Where could folks learn more about the Ashley Lauren Foundation?
You can go on our website, ashleylaurenfoundation.org. You can call us at our office in Spring Lake, 732-414-1625. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Ashley Lauren Foundation.
Very cool. Great work. And so, Rudy, nice job with the whole Shrek thing. I'm sure you were a rock star there, and good luck with your own performing arts group that you are working on putting together diligently. Monica, really great to meet you. We've, being someone who works in the nonprofit community regularly, we hear a lot about the Ashley Lauren Foundation, and it's nice to be able to meet you and hear your personal story and for all you've done. And on behalf of the Jay and Linda Grunin Foundation, we'd like to make a $5,000 donation to the Ashley Lauren Foundation. So, because, what? It's all right. So, because you guys are doing a great job, and we really need you to keep doing that. Okay. Okay. Well, that'll be that. So I know, right? So, listen, no problem. Just don't cash the check till next Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank
Anyway,
you so much.
Thank you. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We'll be back with more right after this.